Electrocast.
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip-hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese. Best thing ever.
Jeff Simons threw his first college roommate under the bus for liking this band when he put up his gigantic home-painted replacements bedsheet on the ceiling to make a statement because Jeff Simons was too good to listen to Squeeze. I am here to tell you...
Wait.
What?
You're not going to talk about One Direction?
No, I'm going to talk about Squeeze.
One Direction is better than Squeeze.
One Direction, that's like a kid's band. No, I'm going to do Squeeze. Okay. Do you want to talk about One Direction?
I would love to talk about One Direction.
All right.
Oh God, this is the greatest. I was over the moon. Unbelievable.
All right. Well, I guess I will give up my slot because, as you know, Flannery is the voice of 50 Years of Music with 50-Year-Old White Guys. Yeah. Would you do that for us once real quick?
50 Years of Music with 50-Year-Old White Guys.
And everyone else listening, how's it going? Thanks so much for jumping on to the 50 Years of Music podcast. Here is part 2 of our London podcast where we give our selections. Sadly, Squeeze got squeezed out. We'll have to do a whole podcast just on Squeeze at some point. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye.
All right. Well, we have gabbled on long enough. Let's get to our 3 songs, bands, events, movements, whatever we want from merry old England, London town. Who wants to go first?
Perhaps our guest would like to go first.
Oh, Nina.
Unless that's too much pressure.
I'll go first. Well, I had the fun of living in London and listening to music. But I'm not particularly good at the radio, and I'm not really switched in, and I'm not an expert, and I don't have any musical expertise. So I'm just going to give you favorites.
Way to sell yourself. I like this.
The very opposite of, on the BBC for many years, you had to wear white tie and speak with a clipped English accent, and then slowly, all the BBC stations brought in provincial and Celtic and working class and north of England accents and so forth. But I'm going to do something that's really not quite fair to London because my bands are Celtic. And Cerys Matthews from Catatonia is Welsh and proud of it. But my tune is called Londinium, after the Roman name of the town. And it's definitely a bitter tune about London and how tough it is. But everything she writes is catchy. She's absolutely my ideal rock star. Cerys Matthews, born outside of Cardiff in 1969, so she fits your generation. Yeah. And she is the front woman and the co-writer, and was early on the guitarist with another guy for most of Catatonia. They made maybe 4 studio albums until she had a hit record, and I think the one this is on, which is called Equally Cursed and Blessed, the song Londinium is on, was their first number 1 charted on the album chart. And I was there in the 90s, 96 through 01 for 5 or 6 years. And other bands I loved were Texas, Glaswegian, Charlene Spiteri, had a great hit with Black Eyed Boy, and the whole record, White on Blonde from Texas, is good. But I loved Pulp and Blur, and I think, Jeff, you've talked about Pulp and Jarvis Cocker, and we loved Oasis too. And there's a case to be made for Oasis for sure. And we heard it, I think, recently with you guys. But Cerys Matthews, I mean, you cannot imitate her rolled R's, her growl, her coo. She writes these big ballads. There's lots of guitar. She is a rock star who writes about bulimia and pregnancy tests and bougie women pushing strollers and consumerism. And she's hostile and she's rebellious and she's sexy, and I just love her. So from
Awesome.
Karis Matthews, she also has one of my favorite Republican songs called Storm the Palace, which is just one of these totally simple ones. Like, is it the Clash who said, I'm all lost in the supermarket, I can no longer shop happily? Is that a Clash song, right?
Yep,
It is.
Storm the Palace, turn it into flats, make them all expats. Storm the Palace, turn it into a bar, make them all work at Spar, which I think is like a giant Dutch retailer or something. The rest of it is just storm the palace, storm the palace, storm the palace. She's like that. She's and her inspiration is Dylan Thomas, and she speaks 4 languages. So there's lots of lyrical play. And she's fun. She rhymes, and I think rock stars and pop stars need to rhyme. And I don't have a lot of sympathy for these crappy near rhymes. And also everything's catchy. So from Equally Cursed and Blessed, the 1999 album by Catatonia, frontwoman Karis Matthews. Jeff, may we please have Londinium?
Coming up.
like it.
Ooh, that was
Life
great.
out of me. Yeah.
I love that she goes, it just sucks, and then leaves that long pause before she
Yeah.
gets life out of me. Such a great joke.
Yeah.
And many times have I been there? I made 30,000 pounds a year. You're in a black cab coming home. It takes you an hour to get from Marylebone to Islington where you live.
Right.
You know it's going to cost you 35 or 40 quid. I'm making 2,500 a month. My rent in my little townhouse is 1,100. I had to get a lodger called Roger, who was Welsh, who I called Roger the Lodger. And you think, I don't have this 40 quid. And my black cab rolls through the neon disease endlessly.
Wow.
And then she says, Euston, Paddington, train station, please. Euston's in the center, Paddington's west. She's heading to Wales. And then make the red lights turn green. She just wants to get the hell out of there. And then she says later, I come alive outside the M25, which of course is what we in Washington would call the Beltway. So
Yeah.
you get outside the M25,
Right.
and my own business had a lot to do with the M25. And I felt often just poor and alienated and pissed off in London, while also just having a fabulous time, because London was very full of itself in the 90s when I was there. And she was there was Cool Britannia, and there was Britpop and Blur and Oasis and Pulp and Texas. Texas was hot. And she was part of Cool Cymru, which was Cool Wales. So it was a great time to live there.
Right.
It was loads of fun. And yet you're just dragging your way through if you were in your late 20s, trying to afford it.
Yeah,
get
trying
out of it. If anyone could help you.
Keep your head above water, kind of thing.
And this other line, have some dignity, honey. There's no way to have some dignity when you're trying to make it in London and eat out of garbage cans, except that we weren't quite doing that. Anyway, she captures all that stuff. And as a storyteller, she can't be beat. They're all super catchy. So look for the other ones. Look for everything on Equally Cursed and Blessed. But also look for Mulder and Scully, which is a joke about detectives, and Bulimic Beats. And I think there's some karaoke guys here on the show. I can't do it, but what rock star writes a song about karaoke called Karaoke Queen?
Yeah.
About her alter ego doing karaoke. And she says, hey, go ahead, dance if you want to, but if you really want to have the experience, pick up the mic. So she's just always nodding and winking, and I love her.
She sounds great. Ben, have you heard of her?
No.
No,
Nina tried to press this on me, and I was like, "You're going to have to come live to do this yourself, my friend."
Yeah, it's
Tim's
great.
got a new favorite band that touched all of Tim's warm and
I cannot wait.
Like everything about that.
I will spend tomorrow with.
Yeah, that sounds
Catatonia.
fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, man, great choice.
Woo! All right, who's next?
Want to do it, Jeff, or no?
Well, since he said who's next,
Let's go.
what I did there. So, talked about the Who a little bit in episode 3 of this podcast. We were just finding our feet, and I talked about who's next. I talked about the song "Bargain." So I'm gonna take an extra couple of minutes to explain why the Who are my all-time favorite band. So part of the reason the Who are my all-time favorite band is just the accident of discovering rock music by listening to used records that I could buy for 50 cents at the Annapolis Record Exchange. And I think I got 50 cents a week allowance at one point, and I would go and like rifle through and find a famous record that I'd never heard and find the most beat up, cheapest version, because it was really all I could afford, and I would take it home. And I started with the Beatles. The Beatles were really the first. I started with Kiss when I was like 6 and 7 years old because of the makeup. But when I really got serious and started to learn how to play the piano and really fell in love with music, I started with the Beatles. But I loved them, but I admired them, and they were everyone's band. Like it wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm having a unique experience with the Beatles that nobody else had. But when I was like, I think I was 11, I bought a Who's Greatest Hits collection called Meaty Beaty Big and Bouncy, and it was only a quarter. And I mean, this record was beat to business. I put it on, and the first song wouldn't even track. It was like bam, and it jumped to the second one and skip. And so the first Who music I ever heard was the fourth song on that, which is I Can See for Miles. And
good start.
That song came on, and I'd heard the Who before because I listened to the radio, but I'd only heard Who Are You? Like it was like the last record before Keith Moon dies and they're breaking up. And like I probably heard You Better You Bet or something like that. But like this was like, it was different than anything else I'd ever heard. It was so elemental, and it was so powerful, and it was instantly everything I'd ever wished the music I'd been listening to sound like. I just fell for it like an absolute ton of bricks. And then they toured America in 1982 with Kenny Jones on drums, and the first of like 75 farewell tours. And I didn't get to go, but they were everywhere. Like it was just like all the radio was playing was Who music, and I discovered Who's Next, and I discovered Quadrophenia, and like I started to learn how to be a musician because I just couldn't deny music as a space in my life. But I became a music fan, a music fanatic. I became a musician, and I became somebody whose whole life is informed by music because of this band. And I say all that because it's important to acknowledge I don't have any critical distance. Like I like all Who music. I like bad Who music. Like I will play a Who song and Ben will be like, "That's bad." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's my bad."
Listen harder, Ben.
And I don't really want to. Like I love this band so much, and I don't want to actually. I make fun of them all the time. They have some terrible songs. I was playing a song called "Now I'm a Farmer" for B the other night because B was like, maybe I want to try farming. And I was like, oh, I got the perfect song for it. And it's literally a song where at the end they're naming the things that they farmed in like a weird, like old English voice, like potatoes, tomatoes, gourds. I mean, it is the weirdest, stupidest. And I love it. The next day I was singing Now I'm a Farmer everywhere I went, like, now I'm a farmer. I don't want to dislike any Who music. But they are everything I love about rock music. They are wildly unpredictable. The Keith Moon is a flashy, brilliant drummer and completely unreliable as a timekeeper. He doesn't even have a hi-hat. He uses only ride cymbals and crash cymbals and then just beats it. Animal from the Muppets is based on Keith Moon. But Animal doesn't play like Keith Moon because nobody can. And the wild, improvisational, unpredictable nature of what he may or may not do informs everything else that the band does. So John Entwistle turns the bass into a lead instrument to fill in the space of the absence of a second guitar player and to try to keep up with a drummer that's playing like he's slipping and falling down a flight of stairs. And that insanely complicated, unpredictable, radically different rhythm section from everything else in rock music allows Pete Townsend to reinvent what rhythm guitar can sound like. It's incredibly staccato and flamenco in nature at times. It's incredibly powerful and power chordy. And then sometimes he just uses distortion and his Marshall stack and the sheer volume of the band as a weapon. So I'm going to play you my favorite 80 seconds of rock music, potentially. If you had to pin me down, like, what is the 80 seconds of music that you listen to that explains why you love rock music so much? And rock being the key word here. Like, I have all these students who are like, yeah, I mean, why guitars? Like, you could have all these other sounds. I can't really explain it, but this is the closest I can do of, like, if you ask me, why do you love rock music more than anything else? These 80 seconds of music I'm about to play for you come as close as explaining it. And if you hear this and you're like, well, that feels kind of sloppy and weird, and I don't know where to put my way into it, I totally get it. But for me, this is the sound that, like, opened up an entire universe of experience for me. Oh. And it's why, for me, the band from London will always, always be The Who.
I'm so excited. So excited.
So that's Sparks, which is the instrumental that follows Amazing Journey on Tommy. That's a bootleg recording from the European Opera House tour. As part of the shtick of writing a rock opera, they got themselves booked into all the great opera houses in Europe. That's from the Amsterdam concert venue in September of 1969. And you can just hear Keith Moon screaming through his fills. If you listen to it, you can hear the guy yelling in the background is Keith Moon because he's screaming as he tries to land that another in a series of crazy fills. Townsend's not a great player, but he wrenches like everything he's got out of the instrument. Like he's, those solos they're completely improvised on the spot. And it's just three people playing absolutely as hard as they can at the absolute edge of their abilities, not knowing if it's gonna, having playing
pull it off
literally without a net. And I'm internally inspired by that. I played last night, and 15 minutes into the set, I reminded myself to the first two songs, I performed them really accurately. And then I reminded myself, like, you don't know if you'll ever stand on a stage again. You can't count on anything. And so you better play the next 20 minutes like you'll never play music again in your entire life. And I needed that to really let go and try to do things that were at the edge of what I can do, not just replicate what I'm confident I can do. The difference between replication and invention, between recreation and innovation, is when this band is at its best. And it's why I love them.
Cool. That's well said.
Bravo.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
It's the final chapter of the college football playoff.
It comes down to this.
Miami's unmatched grit and tenacity through the postseason has led them home. The national title now within reach.
They are confident. They are battle-tested.
Undefeated Indiana, led by Chris Signetti and Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza, have the chance to take home their first title and claim college football immortality.
The most remarkable turnaround in the history of college football.
The College Football Playoff National Championship presented by AT&T. Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
So that was 69 that we just heard. And Townsend sounded pretty incredible to me, but you're saying at that stage he wasn't.
Well, I mean, he's a rhythm guitar player who occasionally is like, well, it's time to take a lead solo. Like, he's just not I actually love those guys. Like, I loved when Springsteen plays lead guitar. I love when Keith Richards takes a lead. Like, the guys who understand what the rhythm guitar is doing, usually when they jump out, here's something that a lead player doesn't, right? Like, a lead player is like, okay, everybody clear out of the way. And they crack some knuckles, and here comes this incredible. Sometimes that's mind-blowing. But frequently, the guitar playing I like is the angular, accidental discovery guitar playing that takes a song sideways. And I think Townsend's the king of that. Like, I've seen this band live 25 times, and I've never seen him replicate a solo. He replicates riffs, parts, right? Things you're really anticipating. But and it's completely unpredictable when he'll go for a solo. Like, he'll just, in the middle of a song I've seen him play 15 times, I'll just see him get a wild hair and just start doing something completely different. The fact that he's still doing that, I just think it's just his nature as a creator. He doesn't want to be there. Like, he tours for the money. He's a transactional schmuck.
Oh, really?
Lights hit him, and about 30 minutes into the concert, he's windmilling and bleeding, and he just can't help himself. And I appreciate that.
Okay. Good stuff, man. That was great.
So I am a fan of passion in all its forms. And one of my favorite things about Jeff is this exact thing, how much he loves The Who. In your life, you should have a friend who's crazier than you are. So when India would complain about my collection of CDs, I'd be like, it could be worse. Jeff's got a lot more. Yeah. And I would get in an argument with somebody at a party, and I'd be like, yeah, the Stones are just way better than the Beatles. And they'd be like, you're such an idiot. And I'm like, you think I'm an idiot? My friend thinks The Who's better than both of them.
Everyone at the party's like, whoa.
No, they're like, whoa, all right. Like, it sort of moves you. It changes the Overton window. Like, it moves you more into normal when you're like, my friend's so crazy. He thinks black.
That's great.
I am Ben's Fox News when it comes to music.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. So all of that stuff makes me really happy. It is just one of those things where it's like, I really, really, really like The Who. I just don't like them. I don't like them as much. Like, I do not hear it in the exact same fashion.
So you might not walk around humming the Farmer song, is what you're saying.
No, and believe me,
you should not do it.
They have a lot of goofy shit like that. And it's like,
Ben's right that one of the best songs they ever recorded is an instrumental called Dogs Park 2.
oh, I love that one. Dogs Part 2. Yeah, totally.
A drum solo with people going arf arf in the background, but it kills. It's so good.
All right, Benji, what do you got?
All right, so this is actually closely connected to the comment I just made. But first, I want to make an apology to the city of London. Hopefully, we've got the hosannas out of the way. Like, it's the best music city ever. I could do the Rolling Stones the way Jeff did the Who, but I'm not. All right, so let me give a description of my method of finding new music as an explanation for what's about to happen. All right, so there's a website called Metacritic, and they gather reviews of all sorts of things. They've got a video game section, they got a movie section. And actually, so it's like, I also like movies, but I have pretty strong opinions about the reviewers. Weirdly, for record reviews, I just don't. Like, I don't even particularly think that the New York Times or the LA Times is better than Pitchfork, which is better than SoundGum or whatever, like, or Stereogum. Like, I just don't have an opinion on it. So the nice thing about Metacritic is they just gather all of these interviews and then they aggregate them and they slap an almost random number on it. And the numbers go from 0 to 100. And new records come out every Friday, and any record that gets more than 5 reviews, they just put up, and they give the average of the critics. And so I go to this stupid website once a week, and then I handwrite out a list of every album that's come out that's 80 or above, and then I listen through it. And by listen, I mean sometimes I skip through it. And actually, now I've been doing this for so long, there are whole genres that I don't listen to. So it turns out that there's 3 different websites dedicated to death metal. And so all you need is 2 other places to review a death metal record. And all of a sudden you've got an 85 for death metal. There's an unbelievably hilarious band called Sun O, and it's actually pronounced like wah, 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 like it doesn't have a regular pronunciation, but it's spelled SUNN 8 parentheses, the letter O, and another 8 parentheses on the other side. They only scream in Latin. And every song is 15 minutes long, and every record is like, this is the best record that ever came out. Like, the reviews are like, I can't believe how Sun O did it again.
Unbelievable.
So that genre I avoid. The folky singer-songwriter-y one, like, critics love that shit so much that it's like they get like there's good records in that genre that come out, and then all the way down, like the 15th best singer-songwriter female record of the year is an 85, and so I get tired of that. That being said, there are other weird subgenres that I would never, ever listen to that, due to the critics, I have come to absolutely love. And one of them I've mentioned before is mumbling. I love mumbling weird poetry over boring backtracks. Like, I can't get enough of it. It's so fantastic. So, hey, Jeff, Ian Dury.
Oh,
what can you tell us about Ian Dury?
Ian Dury's part of the great kind of first wave of British punkers. He comes out of pub rock, like Nick Lowe, Brinsley Schwartz, but he has this big break around the Sex Pistols, Damned, Clash, Elvis Costello, Stiff Records, first wave. And his record made me very uncomfortable because it was called New Boots and Panties. And I still don't like saying that 4th word.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our friend Ian Dury, born in London, gets polio in a London swimming pool and gets put in like a home for kids who will die soon, whatever they call it. Right? They park him in this place where he's supposed to die. He lives through polio, and then he's mad as hell. He's super mad about how he was treated as a kid. So he starts being in bands in 1970, and in 1971, he has his son, Baxter Drury, who in fact is on the cover of the record that Jeff has. It's Ian Dury and his son standing next to him. Jeff, what are the 2 big hits for Ian Dury? The most played songs on Spotify.
Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll.
Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll. It's the greatest. Okay, so these songs are not good. I think Ian Dury kind of sucks.
I got the other one too.
Let's hear it.
Hit me with your rhythm stick.
Hit me with your rhythm stick.
I'm 2 for 2, baby.
In Baxter Drury, his son, who has since written a memoir about how shitty it was to be Ian Dury's son.
Oh, man.
He tells the story that he's getting beat up on the playground by bullies, and they're hitting him with a stick, singing his dad's song to him. They beat him with a stick. Which I was like, I love these bullies. That's an amazing joke. Good job by them. So he's born in 71, and his dad's just a useless POS, right? He's got no money. His family's on the dole. His dad's not taking care of him. In 77, all of a sudden, he has 2 hits in 1 year, and he's touring with Elvis Costello, with Ian Dury and the Blockheads. So he's some of the live stiff stories making it. And so Baxter moves in with his dad. And so it's him and his dad and a drug dealer all living together in London. And hilarity ensues, according to the biography.
It's a sitcom.
According to the memoir. And by the time he's 14,
Rick Moranis is in this movie, right?
By the time he's 14, he's dropped out of school altogether, and he's just getting high all the time, and it's a complete wastrel. And he's lost touch with his mom. Anyhow, his dad manages to hang on. Like, his dad's Wikipedia page presents as if he's a real musical artist. His dad dies in the year 2000 of cancer.
Oh.
And Baxter Drury sings his dad's songs at the funeral. And it's like, you know what beats being a useless drug addict is being a useless drug addict who's also a musician. And he launches his own solo career.
Let's go.
He's got 6 different solo records, Baxter.
Let's go, Baxter.
I'm going to go ahead and announce a mixed bag. They're a mixed bag, these records. However, the last 2 ones were off the hook for Metacritic. They were like 86, 87, and I got them, and they're fucking fantastic. They're great. I love them. They're so good. So the one before the most recent one is called The Night Crawlers, and it's a great. So obviously, this guy is not. Just to clarify, I'm not saying this is the best act from London.
Okay.
That being said, it's weirdly super London-y. Like, it's so specific, everything about this goofy story. Like, his dad is this minor pop star, and then he lives his own life, like kind of siphoning off his dad. He refers to himself as a discount Nepo baby, which I think is a great name for his actual career. And then the records actually weirdly sound like his dad. His dad basically sang over a proto-disco punk beat, but singing, he didn't sing. He just mumbled and yelled things of it, like sex and drugs and rock and roll are all I need. Like, that's the actual song. Yeah. So that's what the stupid Baxter Drury songs sound like. Jeff, if you will go to Sleep People and move to the 45-second mark, he does this weird mumbling, like scat poetry, and then a woman comes in singing, and then he mumbles some more, and that's the whole song. And I can't say enough about how much I love it.
Coming up.
In the daylight, dry lips are smiling.
There's free drinks for the pencil thin, and there's nowhere that are swans and patios. There's nowhere deep to swim, and the great writers of fashion.
Cold eyes staring whilst you're sleeping. In the daylight, dry lips are smiling.
Yeah, you all gotta go to sleep. You gotta all wake up and dream a new dream. Dream what it used to be like on the Bakelite staircase where I will preside.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
I mean, it just
Amazing.
murders me every time. It's so unbelievably stupid and funny and weirdly great. It just makes me super happy.
Yeah.
Totally. And again, this is similar to the great joys of friendship. Is like, this is one of the joys of being a complete lunatic about music. It's like, when I found this record, I was like, I was so overjoyed by it. I put this on my running mix. This was a song that I like to listen to while I'm dragging my ass through 6 miles because it made me so happy.
Sleep People.
Didn't somebody a couple of minutes say, like, it's really good to have a friend who's crazier than you
Yeah.
are?
Someone did.
Do you have one, Jeff?
There was a moment. There was a moment in this podcast where I was the crazy one, but it only lasted about 47 seconds. It was like, the way you find new music is you go to this website, all the research on planet Earth, so you can find this song and play it incessantly through a decade of your life. Yeah, I love this band. So
I think
much.
at the beginning of this podcast, though, Ben found his music on a Russian Napster site, which I would call discount Napster, if that makes any sense, and wouldn't listen to Spotify because he said, "Oh, go ahead, just be a slave to your corporate masters."
Yeah, I remember that.
And I said, "Well, if I want to listen to something on Spotify, I'd just look up the artist and listen to the whole album all the way through. I listen to an album. I don't have any more corporate masters than the discount Russian Napster site."
So first of all,
I'm glad, but I'm going to try Metacritic because you've recommended that before, and it's a good way to broaden my horizons. But I'm still willing to bet a nickel that Tim is going to like my several Catatonia songs. He's going to find them really catchy.
I am. I'm excited about
He's going to like them more than this. But who do you think is Ben's partner in
I want
crime
to
with
please
that Russian
Tim.
Mafia site?
Good job,
Ben and I
Nina.
are the best customers that Russian Mafia site has ever had. I think we're probably holding it together, just the two of us.
So,
No, dude, I can't go to it thanks to the stupid Ukraine war.
Yeah. We don't know for sure that it's Russian. It could be Ukrainian.
Okay. Baxter Drury, just for those listening at home, if they want to look him up. That's
Yeah, for sure.
Unbelievable. Well,
are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
we have been going for quite some time. I think it's time to bring this puppy home. I'm so excited that we're in London because this is a band that has been much maligned from the very beginning of this podcast. Jeff Simons threw his first college roommate under the bus for liking this band when he put up his gigantic home painted replacements bed sheet on the ceiling to make a statement because Jeff Simons was too good to listen to Squeeze. I am here to tell you.
Wait.
What?
You're not going to talk about One Direction?
No, I'm going to talk about Squeeze.
One Direction is better than Squeeze.
One Direction, that's like a kid's band. No, I'm going to do Squeeze. Okay. Do you want to talk about One Direction?
I would love to talk about One Direction.
All right.
This is the greatest. I was over the moon. Unbelievable.
All right. Well, I guess I will give up my slot because, as you know, Flannery is the voice of 50 Years of Music with 50-Year-Old White Guys. Yeah. Would you do that for us once real quick?
I don't think I can get my voice that high anymore.
Little known fact, when she says the title sequence to our podcast, we do that fresh every week. I re-record her No, I'm kidding, Nina. That was a joke, Nina. Come on now. All right.
Hey, Flannery, before you do One Direction, which I can't wait for, I note that you're down there in the basement with your dad. Blink twice if you need help. Like if he's got you handcuffed down there. Like
yeah, I'm a little worried about the treble light in the insulation. Does that ever fall on you?
No, this is perfectly safe.
No.
All right.
Asbestos free since never.
Now, are you going to do Harry Styles or are you going to do the whole band?
Oh my God. By the way, Harry Styles shaved his head. I know.
I'm so excited.
Sorry.
Which means Harry Styles is balding.
All right.
That's
ladies and gentlemen, listeners, this is Flannery, and she's going to tell you about One Direction. Hit it.
Okay. So where do I start? Like, what do I?
What do you want people to know about One Direction? Why are they great?
They're great because they started on a talent show, and they didn't even like mean to be a band, and then they were just put together by this random guy to be a band because they all got cut from the talent show because they weren't good enough singers. And then
Explains a lot.
The host put them all together and like had them like, you can only stay in the competition if you're a band. So they didn't even know each other. And then they got third place in the whole competition, and then they were a band for 5 years.
And they're still a band.
Yeah, but they're on
just
a
on
break, but they're
it's a
going to get
break.
back together. They're just on a break right now.
A hiatus.
Is
All right,
Harry Styles the one who wears the skirts on Vogue?
Yes. All right. Well, what song are we going to listen to, and why this? Well, talk about it after the song.
Well, I want to talk about it before the song.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So
tell Jeff what to get ready. He's going to get the song ready.
Walking in the Wind.
All right.
Okay. So basically, on the 4th year of being a band, Zayn left the band because he just didn't want to be in One Direction anymore. And it was very heartbreaking for everybody. And so this song, like, everybody thinks there's like bad blood with the rest of the band and Zayn, but there's a rumor that this song is like their goodbye to Zayn.
Oh.
And like it's like them saying goodbye on their last album without him.
Oh, he's not on the song.
No.
Poor Zayn.
So they just want him to like listen to it, and like that's the rumor.
Zayn has a neck tattoo now.
I know.
Okay.
Well, Harry shaved his head, so
Harry shaved his head. All right, hit it. Say that again.
you gotta listen to the lyrics.
Okay.
A week ago you said to me, do you believe I'll never be too far? If you're lost, just look for me. You'll find me in the region of the summer stars. The fact that we can sit right here and say goodbye means we've already won. The necessity for apologies between you and me, baby, there is none. Ooh, we had some good times, didn't we? Ooh, we had some good tricks up our sleeve. Ooh, goodbye's a bittersweet, but it's not the end. I'll see your face again. You will find me. Yeah, you will find me in places that we've never been, for reasons we don't understand. Walking in the wind.
Isn't that sad?
That is sad. Wow. That's good stuff. That's a good choice. And they are also, so not only like one of the best selling bands in English history, one of the best touring bands in English history.
Huge tours.
Huge tours.
Like not like almost Taylor Swift level tours.
Almost Taylor Swift level. Jeff Simons, can you name a Harry Styles song?
Yeah, man, I like that last Harry record.
Oh, good.
As It Was, or whatever the song. I like that song.
Yeah.
A lot. I actually really like Watermelon Sugar too. That's another thing occasionally I say to myself when I'm in the kitchen. If there's a watermelon on the counter, I'm definitely going to be like, watermelon sugar. Like I'm gonna.
I do it walking through the grocery store. I see the watermelon.
No, Harry Styles. I don't have any problem with Harry Styles, and I actually don't have any problem with One Direction. It's a little too. I don't like the production. The production's a little too bright for me. Nina very immediately identified it as this song's very Paul Simon adjacent.
Yep.
Or maybe Vampire Weekend for those of you who are younger and don't know who Paul Simon is. But Flannery, if you don't own Graceland by Paul Simon, you should pick that record up because you will really like it based on this song.
Ben, did your girl?
He's not a cute boy band guy. Paul Simon is a leprechaun, but his records are pretty good.
He's adorable. Ben, did your girls ever like One Direction?
They like Harry Styles, but I do not recall them being big One Direction people.
They were beyond that at that stage.
Yep.
Well, I like. Tell me who I like. What's the guy's name? Good.
You like Niall?
No. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Niall what?
Horan.
Yeah, Niall Horan I'd like him to be in my movie. I think you'd make a great character of Mickey. I think he can play a Prince song on stage. I think he's a pretty good guitarist. I've seen Niall play. He's now on The Voice on NBC, which I'm bummed about because I needed him to kind of stay at this star level to be in my movie.
Yeah, but maybe he'll need some indie cred after doing The Voice, and that's where you come in.
Maybe he will need some indie cred after doing One Direction.
He'll go right over to The Masked Singer and just chase the fame dragon. We'll find out.
No. Flannery, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
That was the highlight of my
week.
Good.
That was amazing. Really well done.
Flannery, what's the name of the podcast?
50 Years of Music with 50-year-old white guys.
Hey, that is correct.
So good.
All right, get to bed.
Bye, Flan.
All right, y'all. Nina, thank you so much for being with us. This is super joyful to see you here, to take part in this. I'm just over the moon. Thank you.
Oh, the pleasure was mine. It was really fun to watch you all in action, and I see that the magic trio. See now how the magic happens.
Well, we'll take it on the road soon.
If you have 30 seconds, I have an unreleased single to share with the podcast.
Oh, go. Let's go. Yeah, please.
So there's a composer I like called A.C. Rose, and he dropped a single called End of a Gun, which is a protest against gun violence. And he dropped a whole record called How the Other Half Lives on October 6th. And this is the next single, which hasn't been released yet, which is an anti-war song. And Jeff, you have it in Dropbox.
I sure do. In fact, I'm about to play it right now.
And the vocalist, by the way, the composer, is Clover, featuring Clover.
Okay, A.C. Rose featuring Clover.
Once upon a time, we would have taken to the streets. Now we cut our losses, we accept all our defeats. The race is always to the swift, the victory to the bold. But what good would that do us if the center doesn't hold? Haunted by the soldiers fighting wars that never end. Haunted by the generals always losing who pretend that might makes right and profit is our duty to defend. Our right to log on anytime, the right to get and spend. Darkness at noon, shadows fall across the sky. Women cry out as they watch their young men die. Men rule the earth in the service of their gods. Foolishly believe they have evened up the odds. He was lying by the roadside, blood was.
That's good.
A.C. Rose featuring Clover.
There's a lot of that anti-gun violence writing going around. I'll say cryptically.
Jeff's newest song is about gun violence as well.
And may or may not be about it, and may or may not be coming out in the next 2 months. We'll see.
Yeah. Every 5 minutes?
Yeah, shush.
Sorry, I finally listened to it. I really liked it.
Good. I made it a lot better. Ben, I used all your notes. It's like,
oh, good.
It's like 327. It's like
appreciate it, man. That's great.
So I did not understand a lot of Ben's notes, but I'm glad you did. So that's good. So that was A.C. Rose with Clover, and that album came out just in October, you said?
October 6th, but that song is a radio edit that's about to be released. And A.C. Rose is they're the initials of the middle names of our children.
Oh.
Alan Charles Rose, which may give you a clue as to how I know the composer A.C. Rose.
Well done.
Love it. Yeah, congratulations.
Hey, all right.
Good.
Oh, that's
Thank
fun.
you for listening.
No, that was awesome.
Super. Great stuff. All right, gentlemen, we got to get out of England, but we're going to probably need some gas before we go. On to Liverpool.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
We're going to get gas in Liverpool, and we're going to see Everton play. Go Everton.
Okay.
Up the Toffees.
All right. Well done, y'all.
Well done. Have a great
Thanks,
night.
fellas. Thank you, gentlemen.
See you. Thanks,
Well.
Nina. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Welcome to Entrepreneurs Exposed, where we dive into the stories of visionary entrepreneurs revolutionizing the workforce. Our ongoing mission is to showcase founders and creators doing amazing things in business and beyond. If you're a founder, CEO, tech enthusiast, or someone generally interested in startup land, join me, Adam Levinter, as I dive into what makes an entrepreneur an entrepreneur. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
Electricast. Are you ready to write? Are you ready to become a published writer? Then tune in and take notes, because each week on Simply Write with Pauly, we cover writing craft, the ins and outs of running a writing business, and we'll also hear from some big name authors about how they get their work done and published so that we can learn to do it too. Join us each week right here on the Creators Network of Electricast for Simply Write with Pauly.
Electricast.